Bible Study Guide Day 81, Deuteronomy 32 to 34, and Psalm 91. In chapter 32, Moses delivers a powerful song to the people of Israel as a final message before his death. This song serves as a reminder of God's faithfulness and power throughout their journey in the wilderness. The song highlights God's goodness and protection towards his people. Despite their constant rebellion, Moses reminds them of how God has chosen them as his special treasure and led them through the wilderness like a father caring for his children. But the song also serves as a warning of the consequences that come with disobedience and turning away from God. Moses reminds them of their past mistakes and how they will face judgment if they continue to reject God's ways. As we read this song, we can reflect on our own journey of faith and how God has been faithful to us despite our failures. We can also be reminded of the importance of obedience and staying true to God's word. At the end of the chapter, God reminds Moses that he will not enter the promised land because of his disobedience at Meribah. Instead, he will die on Mount Nebo and be gathered to his people like his brother Aaron. Despite this, Moses remains faithful and continues to serve God until the end of his life. This serves as a reminder that even the great leaders of Israel were not perfect and faced consequences for their actions. It also highlights the importance of obedience and following God's commands, as even the most faithful servants can fall short. In chapter 33, Moses blesses each of the 12 tribes of Israel before his death. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder that God has a plan and purpose for each one of us. Each tribe receives a unique blessing and promise from God, highlighting his personal care and love for each individual. Some notable blessings include the blessing for Judah in verse 7. Hear, Lord, the cry of Judah, bring him to his people. With his own hands he defends his cause. Oh, be his help against his foes. This blessing speaks of God's protection and strength for the tribe of Judah, which would later produce King David and eventually Jesus Christ. The blessing for Benjamin in verse 12 states, Let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long, and the one the Lord loves rests between his shoulders. This speaks of God's protection and presence with the tribe of Benjamin, whose territory includes Jerusalem. The blessing for Joseph in verse 13 states, May the Lord bless his land with the precious dew from heaven above and with the deep waters that lie below. This blessing acknowledges the abundance and prosperity that Joseph's descendants will receive in the promised land. As we read these blessings, we can be reminded of God's personal care for each one of us and how he has a unique purpose for our lives. Despite our differences, we are all part of God's plan and have a role to play in his kingdom. In chapter 34, we see the final moments of Moses' life as he dies on Mount Nebo. God allows him to see the promised land from a distance before he passes away. This chapter serves as a reminder that even the greatest leaders and servants of God will eventually come to an end. But it also shows us that our legacy can live on through the impact we leave behind. Despite his disobedience, Moses is remembered as one of the greatest prophets and leaders in Israel's history. He leaves a lasting impact on the people, and his teachings continue to guide them even after his death. As we reflect on the life and death of Moses, we can be reminded that our actions and words have a lasting impact on those around us. We should strive to leave a positive legacy and continue to serve God faithfully until the end of our days. In Psalm 91, we see a beautiful song that speaks of God's protection and care for his people. It begins with a declaration of trust in God. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. The psalm goes on to describe various scenarios where God's protection and deliverance are evident. It speaks of refuge, fortress, shield, and strengthening times of trouble. It also proclaims that no harm or disaster will come near those who trust in God. This psalm serves as a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness and protection towards his people. It can serve as a source of comfort and hope in times of uncertainty or danger. We can rest assured that God is our refuge and stronghold, always watching over us with love and care. As we reflect on these passages, we can see a common theme of God's faithfulness, protection, and purpose for his people. We are reminded of the importance of obedience and trust in God, and how our actions can leave a lasting impact on those around us. May we continue to study these words and apply them to our lives, always seeking to grow closer to God and fulfill his plans for us. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help us spread the word. God bless you.